So as you guys are heading back toward the Loose Goose to drop off your haul of squid, once again the fog is not lightening up. It is still about that 20 feet. It's happening. Huey, you've been in Waterdeep for close to a decade. You've seen this happen before. It's rare, okay, but you've seen the fog roll in this thick before. So though it is distracting, it's not unheard of. Okay. So, let's see. From the direction of the goose, you hear yelling, the clatter of horses' hooves, and in the distance, someone screams, "Run away, coach!"
Oh
my God, you weren't lying!
So, you guys are just walking down the middle. Now, the road you are currently on, I'm going to say, is about 20 feet wide. Okay, so what would easily pass two carriages. All right, but you are currently walking down the middle of it.
Fuck.
All right, so what are you doing? Stay in your path, left, right.
Is there any doorways or alleyways?
You don't see any alleyways. There are a number of closed shops or residential homes off to either side of you as you're walking.
Room for me to squeeze in, like in the doorway, and
not where they have like you're thinking more like a brownstone type house where it has like that. No, these are wooden front houses. The door is flush with the front.
Okay.
Oh, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's see if maybe I could cast something.
I sure as shit can't. All right.
And you don't even need perception checks. The hooves and the clatter and the screaming is coming. Now you hear as low as the hooves charging your direction. You hear a definitively female scream. Okay, very high pitched, like horror movie type kind of thing going on. And then you hear a slightly less high pitched male scream that seems more like jostled and like, yelling for somebody to take control and screaming for a manservant.
Oh, so these dumb bitches just lost control of their carriage.
At this level, I wouldn't have anything, would I?
I don't know.
Depends on what you chose.
So,
Depends on what your spheres are at first, second, and third level. Yeah.
Spheres.
Well, I know what I'm just gonna try to move to the left-hand side of this road.
Now, second edition player's handbook, the spells are done in level, and then per level they're alphabetical.
Okay.
So you go. So that's wizard. See the palm hand up at the very top corner. Start flipping until you see the cross. Booyah.
Pre-spells.
Yeah, that's where it starts right there at first level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I should have done my homework.
It's all right. So people at home, we're going to take a quick 5-minute pause here while she does a little bit of spell research.
Yes.
It's okay. We're all learning. It's no good deal. So we'll be right back. Okay, so you're going to cast Fairy Fire then,
yes.
right? And who are you casting that on?
Technically, it doesn't say whether or not I need to see.
Check up in the little stats right above the spell there and say like distance, range.
Oh, it's 80 yards.
Okay.
And the area affected is 10 square feet per level within a 40-foot radius.
40-foot radius? Okay. So are you thinking, what are you thinking about casting this on? So I can give you some better direction.
Probably aimlessly up ahead of me.
So
in front of me.
Are you trying to outline the horses or the carriage?
The carriage.
Okay, so you're trying. Okay, all right. I wanted to see if it was on you two or on something else.
No.
Okay.
So maybe we can get out of the way.
So go ahead and give me an intelligence check, -2, to see if you judge correctly based on what you can hear.
Intelligence check.
Yes, your intelligence is what?
15.
15. So -2, so you have to go under a 13. 13 or under.
15.
15. All right. So go ahead and roll me odd or even. Odd is going to put it in front of you. Even is going to go behind you.
Okay.
Behind like where the carriage is currently located.
So I'll just do. Okay, it's even.
It's even. So what is that? Even's in front, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and you cast the spell. And the two things that outline are you two. You happen to be like in the area of effect. All right. But what you do hear, though, is you hear what sounds like the horse hooves start to veer off to what would be your left.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
I'm on the left.
No, I'm sorry. You guys are next to each other.
We're in the
You're
middle
both
of the
highlighted.
street.
You're both in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're both hearing this exact thing. Like it's
Okay.
And you can now see, I want you to think about turning your high beams on in fog.
Yeah.
So low beams, you do fine, right? You can see, turn those high beams on, it's like a wall of fog, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as you guys started glowing, wall of fog around you. You are the high beams. Okay?
Damn it.
Okay.
Where's the switch for the low beams?
Exactly. Now, on the flip side, though, it definitely sounds like the horses can now see you, though.
Yeah.
And are swerving in one direction. What are you guys doing?
We're going to swerve to the right.
I'm going to
since they're
jump
coming
to the
left.
right,
Going
yeah.
to the right?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a perception check, both of you. You're going to make it out of the way with no problem.
No.
And this is, you want to roll lower?
Yes.
Okay, and that's a 9 out of 16.
Okay. So as you're kind of like ducking out of the way, you can see the carriage start to go by. It's a single horse carriage, which is kind of like the small, what would be a 2, at maximum 3 people, little bitty kind of royals carriage. It's definitively a royals carriage. It's very ornate, and it's zooming by. What are you doing? Once again, you hear the screams, from inside the carriage of the high pitched female voice and the slightly less high pitched male voice.
Nothing I can really do about it.
Maybe we can run after it?
You can. I got stubby legs, dude. Go.
I'll carry you!
I don't know if that'll work. I got my squid. I paid good money for this fucking bucket. Okay.
That wasn't expensive.
It wasn't expensive
It
ass
was
bucket.
I will say
It
that
was.
there was a bit of an upcharge on that bucket right there.
Yeah,
He knew what he was doing.
Even he couldn't believe that you actually paid that.
Yeah.
So, I guarantee if you look at that player's handbook, a bucket is like 3 copper. Okay.
Yeah, you got duped there. I'm sorry, bud.
Hey, you know what? For all this squid, it was totally worth the silver. That's how I'm redeeming it. I'm going to keep walking.
Well, I'm going to actually run after these guys.
Okay.
Maybe see if
So,
the wreckage, I could help somebody.
okay.
Yeah?
All right. So you kind of
Priest.
jet off. You jet off. It takes seconds for her to him to disappear into the fog. All
I
right.
can't grab you, can I?
Yeah. No.
No.
I
too
guess
late.
I'll just...
Even your strength. Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, he's small, but he's a halfling.
He's dense.
He eats like 6 meals a day. Remember, there's like breakfast, second breakfast, brunch, lunch,
Yes, we
second
can't
lunch.
forget about that.
What was it? There's dinner.
There's onesies,
there's
twosies,
dinner, dinner, supper, lupper, and then a nightcap. And then they go to bed. So.
I'll just begrudgingly trot behind her.
All right.
And
All right. Go ahead and roll me a dex check. Not just Huey.
Yeah.
Just Huey. All right. So yeah, the horse is not like completely frantic, but it's still out of control.
Yeah.
I say you have a round or two to be able to reach either the horse for the first round, if you want to do anything to the horse, or the carriage in the second round. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna grab the horse.
Okay. So you're just kind of grabbing like the reins. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you proficient in horse training or horse riding or anything to do with horses?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a. Bear with me here.
It's just like personally, yes. Character-wise, no.
Let's see. Okay. So I need you to roll me a dex check -2, please, to see if you can grapple the horse.
D20?
Yes. Roll low.
I did not, in fact, roll low.
that was...
What's your roll?
That's a 19.
Okay.
Dex is 16.
So, because remember when we do those kind of checks,
You wanna-
like the 20 is the fumble,
Yeah.
the 1 is the crit,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So,
No, stop rolling so high! Use this one.
once again, find your dice that roll low.
Yes.
You'll have 2 stacks before you're done with like 3rd level. You're gonna be like, these are for these are for these. Okay.
Yes.
And sometimes they will swap out. They don't go to the box of shame anymore. They just get swapped to groups. Like, oh, you're hot now. I'm gonna go over here. Oh, you're done. Okay, over there. All right. So you are able to get a hold of the reins. Okay. I need you to roll a strength check to see if you can pull it back. And this though, what is going to be at a -3.
Oh, damn.
-3 and
Yeah.
minus.
So your
my
strength
13.
is
13.
It's 13. So you're a 10.
10. Okay, come on.
10
baby.
under.
1.
Oh no shit.
Yes.
Okay.
For real.
So literally, it's you barely catch this at the end, but like she's able to just like grab the reins, and she gets them in such a way she gets one in both hands, and she's able to just like hold it down and like pull it that perfect way where like you see the horse go, and like that's a horrible horse. That was a fucking horrible horse, right? That was a fucking, I don't even know what that was. Okay. All right, but I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know. Right? It's gonna take me a while.
It'll
the last
take a hot
character was
sec.
female. It's gonna take me a hot second. You and Orfar are gonna just fuck my world up. I already know that. Okay. So you're able to, or he's able to grab just both those reins and just pull back. Horse bucks up, just like whinnies for a second, but comes to a dead stop. And all you hear is just kind of like the light flump of a couple bodies, kind of like like hitting like, because like in those kind of carriages, there's like a bench on each side. And there's just like the open area in the middle where the feet go. So you kind of heard like something like kind of flop down from like the seat to the floor.
Kind of went a little like, that's gonna leave a mark.
I rolled a 7 on my dex check. Did I still need to tell you that?
You did. No, I was just wanting to see how much squid you lost, but you're good.
Okay.
Yes, all squid
I
are
was going to have
attacked.
you waddle after and be like, yeah, you're half a bucket now, dude. Like,
Just like a trail of squid.
exactly.
They're still wiggling. They're still good. Put them back in the bucket.
Yeah.
Hey, goddammit, 80-second rule. 80-second rule. So it comes, you get to stop.
Yeah.
Done. Horse is done being spooked. He catches up to you about this point right here. You hear the flump. You hear some muffled groans and people moving inside the carriage. What are you doing? You first.
Phineas.
Is
everyone all right in there?
Well, yes, dear sir. I think we are.
Yeah.
Then you hear a woman's voice go, "Get off my skirt!"
Everyone got their fingers, right?
You hear a pause. Yeah, Lamont looks at it. Yes, we do. Okay.
All right, good. So I guess I'll wait for him to catch up and then go over and open the carriage.
All right. So while you're waiting up, right when he catches up, you're just walking up. What you see is a noble dandy just whip that door open. He's got the big old wide-brimmed hat with the feather pluming out the back. Looks like he's 125 pounds soaking wet. And never worked a day in his life. And he comes stumbling out, a little on the buzz side, but not out of control. Okay. About the way you were, Phineas, before we started this evening off. So and then you see the lady in scarlet. She comes out, a absolutely gorgeous human woman steps out with a very low cut and long flowing scarlet dress.
Okay, I help her down. Gentlemanly.
Yeah. She smiles and nods at you. Looks dismissively at the halfling for just a briefest of seconds. Okay. Well, you're wearing bartender clothes and holding a bucket of squid.
Fishing pole in one hand,
Fishing pole and squid in the other. I'm just saying, let's set the scene on what we're seeing now, okay?
I didn't fucking try to help.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yep. So the gentleman goes, "I cannot believe that happened." He's looking at the scarlet lady at this point, and he goes, "I cannot believe that just happened." Because I am going to go off and handle my stage man. How dare he? Go ahead and give me perception, both of you guys.
11 out of
7
14.
out of 16.
You both notice that there's some blood on the horse's hooves and some blood on the front of the carriage. As the dandy storms off to reprimand his coachman for not controlling the horses correctly. And as you guys are standing there slightly stunned by the looks on your faces right there, you see that the lady in scarlet just kind of looks at him. Goes, "How dare he? He just left me. You two will need to return me to my palace."
Well, of
I gotta
course,
get
my
these
lady.
squid home.
I see at least one of you men have some kind of manners.
I mean, if you come back to the Loose Goose, I'll make you some food. But I gotta get these things home before they,
Is a loose goose on the way? No.
No, she's pointing up toward what they call the Gardens of Opulent Splendor. You don't know it. You do though.
Okay.
It is a very nice series of suites. Okay, it's actually down here by the docks. It's in the Trader District, which is just about 5 or 6 blocks more north into the city than your bar is.
Okay.
And it's just known for like long-term rentals for the high-priced traders or captains or something like that.
Okay.
But like only the richest of the rich, have this stay in that area.
So it's Gucci.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well. Seeing this, I'll put down my squid. Well, for the right price, I will gladly escort you back to your, palace.
Fear not, little servant, you shall be paid. And at this point, she just puts out her elbow, all like ladylike toward Phineas here, and is just ready to be escorted home.
Okay. Take her arm.
Okay.
And so as we're walking, I guess, what led to the situation?
Well, I'd met Verdaste at the nobles party we were at, and we're having a good time. So he said he would care to join me for a midnight stroll, or sorry, he would give me a ride back to my place to end the evening, as a true gentleman should. She kind of side eyes the halfling as she's saying this, but it gives you a charming and most beautiful smile as you're escorting her down the road here. And she goes, next thing we knew, we were spinning our way down until you, my fine good sir, saved us.
Well, it sounds like you've had a busy night.
I wouldn't say busy, I would say ruined. Like I had plans, we were having fun, and now I'm going back to my room.
What about your buddy?
Yeah.
She kind of looks around and like all dismissively, and then totally insultingly notices you down below her. Okay, it was intentional. You have no doubt. Okay, it was some mean girl shit right there.
Yeah.
Okay, it was some solid mean girl shit. All right, so as she looks at it and goes, I don't care what happens with Verdaste. That's his problem. True men would have not left. I shall rake him over the coals tomorrow during the next council meeting. Damn dandy lords. At this point, she just kind of puts her chin back up and continues walking. Now, keep in mind, she's not stopping while you guys are talking.
Yeah.
Right? And she is doing like almost, I won't say a power walk, but like that kind of like important person, I got somewhere to be walk. Like, it's a solid clip. Like, there's a couple times you got to do a couple jog steps real quick just to kind of make up the distance, and a couple jog steps to make up the distance.
I'm gonna give Louie a kind of a look.
Hey, she's paying.
Fair.
I'm gonna try to bring the squid with me, but if it doesn't make it, it doesn't make it at this point.
Yeah, at this point here, you've lost a fourth of the bucket just because of your jog steps, and you have no time to go back. Okay, you have no time to go
I
back.
need a lid.
Okay.
That lid's probably 2 gold.
Right. It's ridiculous.
This is what happens when you go to the market not prepared, people, okay? It's the same thing when you go to the grocery store hungry in today's time, okay? You're always pay for that. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so yeah, you're continuing walking. Any other conversation?
So you said that there was a party, some type of gala?
Mm-hmm.
And so you must be a woman of high class then.
Back page, 1 second. She goes, I am Princess Mara Barjarneri, princess and diplomat of the Living City.
Well, princess, it's nice to meet you. My name's Phineas Fabella. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
She actually takes a quick second and curtsies in her scarlet dress.
Thank you. I do a bow back in courtesy. And this is my friend Huey.
I'm gonna take a bite out of a squid.
She looks. She you know what? She's not the typical princess. She's not offended. She doesn't gag, but she's just like.
You want some?
I mean, she just like puts the hand out and is just like, and done with the halfling.
He's quite crass, but he's a good man.
Do you want some? I break off a tentacle and like.
It's like wriggling.
Yes. She looks down at you and goes, "Little half man, if that touches this dress, I swear to God, I will put your own head in your ass."
I just.
Wait, did you slurp?
Yeah. Slurps it up. She just turns around once again. Not disgusted because of what he did, just disgusted of who he is. Okay.
Definitely some racial bias here.
Hey, I'm used to it, man. Like, people always think I'm stealing shit. I just want my fucking squid.
Now, once again, I want you to think racial. I want you to think social.
Social. Oh, okay.
You are a well-dressed cleric.
That is true.
Your gorgeous your well-preserved gauntlets. You have your armor on. You have your vestments on. On top of that, all right. Then you have the barkeep carrying a pail of squid.
Fishing pole, short sword.
Fishing pole, short sword. It's classist. Okay? If you take a step back, you're like, even you, now that you've been walking, Phineas, you've been walking around with the you're like, damn, I have been slumming it. Shit. Damn. Okay, all right. It just passes through your head for a second, just a brief second. Okay, you're like, so you guys continue on any other conversation?
No, I think we're...
So she's leaving. That was his carriage. She's leaving it, right?
Yeah, remember, he walked away from her first and had to go check on his coachman.
Okay.
And then she decided that you two commoners were going to escort her back home.
Peasants.
Being that she is the diplomat from the living city and a noble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
An actual princess and heiress to the throne.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you want some squid? Break off another tentacle?
I might actually... Actually, I'm kind of hungry, so I take...
There you go.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and ask that you make me a constitution check.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's a one.
You did it.
Okay, yeah.
I take that squid leg like a champ.
You love sushi. Okay, your character from this point on will always love anything raw fish sushi. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So
give me that sashimi.
You want some more? I can break off another leg.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So you guys continue on. And
do we pass the rat vendor?
No,
He's at the wharf.
That was way down at the wharf.
Okay.
You were halfway back. Now she's like, you would have normally gone right to the Loose Goose. She's
Okay.
taking you more left now, back toward the opulent garden.
Okay.
To the yuppie.
Okay, the gardens of the opulent splendor. I'm sorry.
Damn, that rat sounds good right now.
Okay. As you approach the gates of the gardens of the opulent splendor, you hear quite a commotion. The sound of yelling and running is accompanied by the noise of barnyard animals. A figure comes running out of the gates and begins to turn towards you when a thin green beam of light pierces the fog and strikes a jeweled, bespeckled man. He is immediately surrounded by dancing motes of sparkling emerald light. In less than a heartbeat, he is transformed into a small gray and white rabbit.
What the fuck?
A doe, a female deer, darts by him, looks at you, and then heads up the road in the direction of the Loose Goose. What are you guys doing?
I'll stop.
Stand behind me, princess.
At this point, the lady...
I only had a drink or two, right?
At this point, the lady in scarlet just screams again and bolts off to your left, and you see a thin green beam of light shoot out, strike her, and within another heartbeat, motes of light surround her, and you see a small white rabbit standing within a scarlet dress.
God damn it. Now the squid's wasted and I don't get paid.
That's what you're worried about.
A second
Turn
later...
into a doe or a rabbit or a frog right now.
Priorities. Closing business. Farm animals.
All right. So, I was waiting for you guys to run into that roleplay. That was great. That was awesome. That was good stuff. Okay. Let's see. Standing just inside the gardens of the opulent splendor is a small girl with a two very big conical wizard hat on and a wand in her hand. She looks at you and says in a high-pitched 7-year-old voice, "I am the mighty sorceress Anna. Bow down now and serve me, or I'll turn you all into newts." What do you do?
Oh,
She's pointing the wand directly at both of you.
Oh, dang. Oh, no.
I hunker down.
You need to help me here.
What am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
You're Dad, what the fuck?
That is father news.
Oh, wow. Tonight they call me father.
Is there, do I have a moment to think? No, I don't.
No. You looked at your spells earlier. You know what your first level spells are.
Yes. I didn't remember them, though.
I'm just gonna get down on my knees and be like, would you like a squid?
Wait a second. Wait a stinking second.
Okay. So you pretty much take a knee and then,
Yeah.
okay, offer her a squid.
They're really good. I've been eating them all night, and I take another tentacle off and do a little... Okay.
Okay, so yes, she is standing in the entranceway of the Splendid Gardens, how you would
Okay.
get into the complex.
Yeah.
And she's 40 feet away.
I'm going to cast Entanglement.
Okay. Verbal, somatic, material.
All three.
All three? Okay, so let's roll initiative then.
I don't want to hurt her. I just want to stop her.
I'm aware of that.
You still gotta roll, man.
She
Catch that animal
obviously
shit.
knows how to use a wand,
That
so...
is true.
Fuck, what do I want to do? Oh, god damn.
It's that bad. What is it?
Nothing.
I'm not saying anything.
No.
Don't look at this dice.
I'm not
Don't
gonna
look at this dice.
metagame.
Initiative is out of
D10.
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 Yes, gotta remember that.
Now, you see the speed factor of your spell
Speed factor, casting time is 4.
is 4. Okay, so roll your D10.
Okay. This is D10.
Yes.
Yep.
So this
10.
10.
10. And you have a -1 for your dexterity, right?
Yeah.
So you're at a 9.
9.
So at 9, you're going to start casting that spell. Okay? If you would get hit between 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, your spell... 13, the spell goes off. But you get hit in those other 4, your spell is interrupted and you lose it.
Okay.
That's how you defeat
But
wizards in 2nd edition.
You're
okay?
also at the end of the initiative, so it kind of works.
But it does. So, all right. So, anybody go before a 4?
Ah, fuck. So 4. Sling, it makes it a 10, so -4 for my... No, so I'm at a 6.
You're at a 6. Okay. So, 6, what are you doing?
I'm readying to throw a rock.
Now, in this one here, they don't have ready the action.
Okay.
They have, I'm holding my initiative.
Well, I meant like I wasn't readying an action. I was gonna...
Oh, you're going to hit her?
Yeah.
Okay, shoot. Okay. At this point here, I need you to roll me a saving throw versus polymorph.
Okay. So on my saving throw, I have a 12. That means I have to roll under a 12?
Under a 12, yes, sir.
4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. You see a green beam of light shoot at you and hit you. You see the sparks, but you're able to resist.
Okay.
Thank God.
Okay?
Okay.
Roll to hit.
Alright. Okay, so...
Oh my God, we have to keep track which rabbit's the princess.
We're
So
not
far,
gonna
there's
hurt
only
the
one
rats.
rabbit that you can see.
Okay.
There was a doe, remember, that ran
Your
by and
doe?
sprinted up the street, out of
Okay.
sight. Remember, the fog is still going on.
Yeah.
Out of sight.
So my THAC0 is 16. So I rolled an 18. That means I hit, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You had a -2.
Okay, gotcha.
Remember that
So if I roll a 16, that's...
It's like if you roll a 16 and your THAC0 16, that's 0.
Okay.
You roll a 17, -1.
Okay.
18, -2.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, so that is just a D4 of non-lethal. That's 2.
Okay. Ow, that hurts!
Stop it!
Fetch the bunny and come to the tea party, or I will turn you into newts. You're up.
Oh.
Entanglement,
An
right?
entanglement?
Huh? Your
Tailwind?
entanglement now goes off.
Yeah.
So you're trying to entangle her with like some bushes and stuff in the garden.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the saving throw for her? Should
It
say
is
save versus-
a-
Might be at the top. Saving throws half.
Yeah, saving throw is half. Whatever that means.
What's the damage?
There's no damage.
There is no damage.
Give me luck.
Okay, read me that entangle then.
By the means of this spell, the caster is able to cause plants in the area to entangle creatures within the area. The grasses, weeds, bushes, and even trees wrap, twist, and entwine about the creatures, holding them fast for the duration of the spell. And the duration of the spell is 1 turn. Any creature entering the area.
Versus spell.
What?
Okay.
Roll a successful saving throw versus spell.
It's always that last paragraph.
I'm so sorry.
No, this is we're all. Well, you guys are learning second edition with me, so I understand completely. You're all going to be doing this. Heck, I don't even remember all the exact rules for some of these spells. That's why I asked you to read it to me.
Yeah.
The first half of it is fluff.
A lot. Like the first half is fluff.
Yeah.
Second edition loved its fluff. Loves its fluff. Okay, loves it.
It's the floofiest.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so she fails. Okay. Okay. So she goes, No, my uncle will be mad. I will not be punished. I'm tired of this place. It's all horrible. It's old uncle's fault. And she's struggling in the thing. Yeah, she can't point the wand at you guys.
Yeah.
You two either more. And she's struggling. She's pinned.
Is the rabbit near me?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna scoop up the rabbit
Okay.
and go over. Little lady, what's the matter? Why are you so angry?
It's all my old uncle's fault. He makes me study all the time and never lets me play. Even the maids and butlers here won't let me play with me. He says I could be a great wizard if I keep at it, but it's so boring. I can cast cantrips, but that's all he'll teach me. So this afternoon, I snuck up to his study while he was out. I know all the passwords to get up there, by the way. Psst. I was just looking at some of his stuff when he came in. Boy, was he mad. I couldn't get him to stop yelling at me. And he said he was going to punish me. So I grabbed the wand and said the magic word. He didn't yell at me then. You're not going to yell at me, are you? She looks all pouty face at you. Little tears streaming down her little 7-year-old face.
I guess I'll kneel down to her. Be like, 1 second. I'll pull out the shell necklace that I got.
Okay.
Now, what you did, turning that lady into a bunny, wasn't really nice, was it? And you don't like being treated mean, right?
No, but I want a tea party, and we're gonna have a tea party.
Well.
You can bring the bunny.
Yeah.
Well, look, how about you put the wand down, and me and him will come up and have a tea party with you.
No, this is my wand, and I'm keeping my wand. But we can go have a tea party. That would be great. She looks all happy. But I promise, I won't point the wand at you.
Or anyone else?
As long as they don't yell at me.
You sure?
I promise.
Pinky promise?
She kind of wiggles out a pinky of the non-wand holding hand. She can't reach to you, obviously. She's pinned.
Yeah.
Okay, but she can at least wiggle out a pinky. Okay, what are you doing?
I guess. Well, all right.
So you pinky?
Yeah, pinky promise.
Okay.
Is there any way you can make these people not animals? Can you do that?
But once the tea party is done, I want my tea party, and the bunny's got to come to the tea party too. And that lady in the red said mean.
She is mean.
She is.
But she's kind of my boss. And I need her to come back right after the tea party.
Okay, after the tea party.
Promise?
I promise.
I reach out my little halfling pinky.
You pinky her too? Yeah. So you pinky promise you?
All right.
Okay, but you guys got to let me down.
Okay, so I dispel.
Okay. All right. So you guys walk into the opulent gardens and you veer off directly to the right. Now, what you see in front of you is what can only be described as what would be a palatial estate garden in the middle. Mm-hmm. Okay, and there are 4 basic structures and 1 wizard's tower. There's a wizard tower on the right-hand side that you're going to veer off to and enter here in just a second. Okay. Then there are 4 what looks to be very nicely appointed suites, like 2 to 3 story. Like 2 of them are 2-story, 2 of them are 3-story. They all look like self-contained, like a very fancy, like extravagant condo. Okay. that you assume people would rent out. Okay. But she takes you directly to the right to what can only be described as a wizard tower. Okay. There's a tower structure on the corner of the walled-in villa that you're walking into. Okay. Go ahead, Huey, and go ahead and make me a intelligence check, please. What's better? No, actually, give me a wisdom. I want a gut check.
Okay. All right.
I want a gut check.
That's even better. That's a 5 out of 15.
A 5 out of 15. You know for a fact, and due to your past and your current profession, you're like, man, a place like this would have 2 to 4 guards standing at this archway just to make sure riffraff like me didn't get through here. Because this is way, way out of your budget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Swanky.
way out of it. Yeah, this is the swankiest of the swank. And so it definitely treats you a little odd that you don't see any guards standing in this courtyard as you're walking toward the thing.
Okay.
Now, both of you go ahead and roll me a perception check.
No.
6 out of 16.
Now, unrelated, you don't ignore what I just told him. Mm-hmm. Now, you do notice that there's like 3 goats running around down here. There's a couple of pigs. And you see them more often in the garden. They're rooting around in the dirt, and they're just kind of grazing and that kind of stuff. You even see a couple chickens kind of running around. But, despite the fact this is way of a swankier place that would have livestock in the courtyard, it doesn't seem odd to you. You just don't know.
It doesn't seem odd?
It does. Other than that little bit, you don't. That's all you really realize.
Other than the animals.
Animals in the courtyard. Normal. Exactly. Okay. It looks normal. Yeah. You're like, man, that's weird that they would have livestock. Especially from from your years down in Tether, down south as you were building your business. You've been in palatial places like this. You've stayed in residence like this many times before in your years, and you're like, that's really weird that they have livestock up here. Now, don't get me wrong. You gave up that lifestyle. You lived much more of a reserved and conservative lifestyle living at the temple. But from your past experience, you're like, that's weird. That's weird.
So were there guards supposed to be here? Were there guards that you were supposed to be here, Anna?
That's Princess Anna.
Princess Anna, I'm sorry.
Yes, but they yelled at me. And she just turns immediately back and starts walking toward the door, toward the tower. And she walks inside. And
I apologize. I'm not used to being around royalty, and I give her a little...
she sees you. She goes, hee, before she walks inside. So as you guys enter, what you see is what seems to be a tower-type structure, about 30 feet in diameter. Okay. I had to get my radius and diameter together for a second there. In diameter. The first floor just seems to be a parlor. Couches there, a fireplace going, that type of stuff there, just like a welcoming place. But she immediately walks up toward a set of stairs that go up high into the tower.
Okay.
Okay? Both of you roll me perception checks, please.
Perception. 14 out of 16.
Yes, 13 out of 14.
Okay, what you both hear, even though she's trying to whisper, it's a kid's whisper, so it's like even louder than if she just spoke normally, okay? She's like, bright fires burn on dark earthen loam, tried cold waters, in winds that blow home. And then she heads up the stairs. What are you guys doing?
Say the same thing.
Can you remember it?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I don't remember exactly what you said.
So what are you doing?
Princess
Anna.
Hurry, come before it resets. Hurry.
Sprinting.
It's not like we can put like a boot in the door.
As you reach the top of the stairs,
Squid in the door.
you see what looks to be a hallway. Let's see. You've gone up about 20 stairs or so. As she steps up to the doorway, you hear her repeat the same thing as before. Bright fires burn on dark earthen loam, dry cold waters on winds that blow home. And you see the door just pop open. Now the hallway continues. There's other doors. Mm-hmm. But this one that she stops at, which is the first one on your right, and it pops open. And she walks inside.
Sprint in behind her.
Okay.
Bucket behind.
You're walking in as well. Now keep in mind, It's a 7-year-old and a halfling, so their sprint is like just a solid pace for you as a human. Like
so he's like busting ass.
yeah. Like, well, the girl's kind of like strolling in like at a quick little child pace, and like he's having a speed walk to keep up with her because her legs are about the same length. But you're just like just normal pacing this shit, okay? Like easily able to keep up.
Especially if you're fucking 6 foot. I'm like,
yeah. Upon entering the room, you see a goat in purple robes, quietly chewing on the pages of a book. It turns and looks at you and bleats.
bah, do you too?
What you also see in the room as well is you see a very small table put on the ground, and you see about 9 stuffed animals all lined up in little chairs around the table with what looks to be a child's tea set on the table with little place settings. And once again, think halfling size or child sized. Okay.
I'm right at home.
Yeah, you're like, this is the same shit I got in my room. Like, yeah.
So is Princess, is that your uncle?
He is.
Are you gonna change him back when we're done with the tea party too?
I don't want to. He's so mean. He always yells at me and makes me study all the time. Nobody plays with me.
But how
He can't play with you if he's a goat, though.
that would make it even worse, right?
Yeah.
And you hear the goat go, what the fuck does the goat sound make? I don't even fucking know. Oh, that's a sheep, right?
They make the same
Same?
thing, don't
Okay.
they?
No, they sound kind of similar.
Yeah, that's
Do we need to like look up YouTube?
Yeah,
Like, no, you need a soundboard that has like
We need a goose honk and a
goose
goat
honk
bleat
and a
right
goat
now.
all right, noted. I will work on that for next session to have us one like on the go for
That
a
actually
goose
would be really fucking
and a honk.
funny.
All right, so noted. We'll take that. We'll take that. All right. So she sits down and she sits down at the table and motions for you guys to take a couple seats. It's your size chair. You
knees to chest.
Yeah, knees to chest. Yes, yeah, it's kind of rough. And she goes, everyone here is royalty. She motions to her animals. We are all kings and queens, princesses and princesses. Who are you two?
Well, I'm King Phineas
King Phineas of what?
of maps.
King Phineas of Maps, welcome to our royal table. Me and the rest of the court are proud to have you.
I just take a big I am King Huey of Goose Isle.
Oh, King Huey, welcome. And she looks over to one of her stuffed animals, which happens to be a duck, and she goes, Princess Ducky is also from Goose Isle.
Oh, wow. I slide right over to Ducky and I put my arm around her. I'm fitting in perfectly here.
Yeah.
He's
You
having
speak-
a little too much fun. A little too much fun.
So you see her she kind of giggles and gives you like an approving smile. She's having the time of her life right now. She's having a blast. And then she reaches over and she grabs the teapot and she walks around to all of you, including the stuffed animals, and pours tea into your glasses, which is just, I'm afraid, imaginary tea. Yeah. Okay? And then she goes back and she sits down and goes, now, my court, what shall we do today? And she takes up her little tea glass and she fakes taking a sip. Because they're all empty.
Yes.
I raise up Ducky's glass to her.
Okay?
And then I take a sip out of the same glass because we're like that now.
He has a thing for things.
I feel like we should talk about our wedding arrangements.
She's like, yes! Princess Ducky and Lord Huey of Duck Isle. It's so perfect.
I'm a priest. I could marry them.
That would be so amazing. Could you do it like right now?
Sure. But
Could we
on
do it
one
now?
condition.
What?
You turn all the people here back to how they were before.
She looks at her. She takes the wand and puts it at her lips for a second, all kind of thinking. And it's all childlike thinking. Like you can see the brows furrow, and she's thinking.
Cogs are turning.
Yeah, she's like, well, Uncle did say that you've got to listen to your subjects and be kind. So on their wedding day, granted. And she turns around and she whispers the word Giznit, and you see the goat pop back into a around a mid-50s human gentleman that fits his robes quite well. All right. And then she whips around to the bunny, and she's like, "Gisnit," and she and you see the lady in scarlet pop up, buck naked.
Oh.
You guys didn't bring the dress.
I covered.
It did. And then she just scooped at the bunny and ran off, remember?
Yeah.
Hey, the goat can stay in a robe, but bunny's not. Let's be honest now.
Oh, it's too bad I don't have my cape.
Okay, yeah.
Damn it.
So she immediately covers her up and just starts starts screaming, "What is going on? I am going to tell the Lords of Waterdeep about this behavior. And I don't know what's going on." And all of a sudden you just see the old man in purple, you just see him go, cast some magical words and move his hands, and she just goes
I look at him.
and
thank you.
And she's still in the chair, so she's still able to keep herself covered up. Nothing's exposed or indecent. And you see him walk over and grab a blanket and just kind of drape over
is
real
there
quick. Yes.
A curtain?
Yeah, and he's like, "Anna," in a very calm. Now you, being older, especially you, you've had children. You know the dad voice. You know that there is a volcano brewing behind the calm and very controlled words that are coming out of this wizard's mouth toward this young lady. Mm-hmm. And he walks over and goes, "Anna, what is going on?" She's like, "They're about to get married." And they already told her. He's like, "Give me the wand, young lady." She's like, but do you promise? Do you promise? And she starts crying a little bit, all fake kid style.
Of course,
then we can still do it. We can still do the
Yes.
wedding. And you can see the uncle just look at her and go, "Of course." And he just puts his hand out with that fire burning of parental anger just burning behind his eyes.
You could be
right
the
now.
flower girl.
And at that point there, she hands over the wand, and he just looks at you and goes, "Do you mind?" And points at the child.
What do you mean?
He's indicating will you proceed with the marriage?
Oh, of course. Then,
Okay,
okay.
all right. Yeah. Oh, he's
surprised.
angry, but he still loves her. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's that parental anger.
I thought that was code for "get the fuck out of my town."
Yeah, that's telling us to get out.
My fault on that. My fault.
No, it's okay.
So
yes, I proceed.
And it's real quick. It takes about 5 minutes, and she's all happy and giddy.
Yeah.
And then she takes Princess Ducky out of the room to celebrate. And you were just left
She took
there
your wife away.
with the.
I'm used to it.
and you are they're left there with the wizard in purple. And he goes, "Thank you. I am, as you can understand, immensely embarrassed at what my niece has done today." And as he's saying this, he's walking over to a small coffer with a lock on it, and he's like, "I would much appreciate your silence, as I am an instructor at the College of Wizards, and would not like this information to be let out." So you see him filling up 2 small leather purses, what seems to be a lot of gold. Okay.
Well, you can totally buy my silence, but I would love to play with Anna again sometime. Mm-hmm. I had the time of my life tonight. I take a bite out of a squid.
We'll see what we can do. You were both more than kind to play along. But allow me to give you this, and he puts that leather pouch, one in front of each of you, as well as giving you both a potion that says a potion of healing.
Oh, sweet.
Okay. And then he gives each of you one more potion, but you guys get to roll for this. So I need a D10 apiece, and duplicates don't count. So who wants to go first?
You go.
One.
He tells you it's a potion of animal control avian.
Ooh.
Goose
Yeah.
birds.
You can have a goose army. It's like, come, my brothers and sisters.
How long does this last?
You'll have to look it up, but I want to say it's 10 turns.
Okay.
So
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is so perfect.
That is ironic, right? I know, right?
Fucking awesome.
10.
10. Potion of water breathing.
Bet.
Yeah. There you go.
Motherfucking bet.
So I will say, the Temple of Shadakal appreciates your donation. Thank you.
I appreciate your donation to the goose. That's all I'm going to say.
My name is Sabian Sardan, and I do appreciate both of your helps. I will take care of tracking down those individuals. My niece polymorphed, and get them back there. And once again, your silence is much appreciated.
I do have one thing I'd like to maybe add to the bargain. That you allow Anna some extra curriculars to keep her entertained, other than just magic. It might be healthy for her.
It does seem that I have closeted her a bit more than I should have. And you are right. I will allow her time to make friends.
Good.
Anytime
Bow and say thank you.
I'm at the Loose Goose, love to have another tea party. It made me feel like royalty.
He's like, I needed this. I had a hard week.
I've had a hard last year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's been more than a week for this man. He smiles and nods and goes, your kindness is appreciated. And at that point there, he escorts you down and out. And
what about the naked lady?
He says that he is actually the proprietor of the Splendid Gardens. Mm-hmm. And he will guarantee that Princess...
Naked princess.
Yeah, that the princess makes it back to her room, and that her servants will appropriately address her before she regains consciousness.
Sounds good to me.
Yes.
How heavy is this coin purse I'm hauling?
60 gold apiece.
Holy shit!
Oh, yeah.
That's what we get for being here tonight.
Yep.
At that point there, you guys leave the splendid... the Gardens of Opulent Splendor. And head back down to the Loose Goose.
How many squids do I have left?
I'm going to say you've got a solid 15.
Okay, that's enough for
Yeah.
my pity crowd tomorrow.
Yeah. So after that, the night goes by uneventfully. You return back home, and even though it was slightly more eventful than normal, it's really just a normal Tuesday in Waterdeep. Let's be honest. It was slightly more eventful, but it's just a normal Tuesday in Waterdeep.
Hell yeah.
Yep, and you guys make it back to find the dwarf standing behind the bar being a bartender with no customers and a full beer in his hand. And the wizard Nikolai is passed out in one of the booths, just drooling on the table.
That's fair. Any puke that I gotta clean up, or did he do okay?
He's done okay.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, this is only in the first part. He hasn't spiraled that far yet.
Okay.
Yep, and that will wrap up our prequel number 2.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.